Alrighty, welcome back. I finally got my crossover submission back from Beckett. I sent it in January 14th. It's July 14th. So, 6 months. So, here we go. Let's go down through it. It was a 20 card submission, and out of 20 cards, only 4 made the crossover. And so what we'll do now is kind of go down through my list in the grades, and we'll kind of, so Beckett sends them all back in these lovely little plastic bags with their little notes on them. So I'm going to go through the ones that made it. So first off, we got a Kobe Bryant, certified mirror, raise the banner, camo, numbered to 25. I don't know if you can see that number in on there. Probably not real well with this stinking ass light that I got and this 8-chip laptop. But there's a number in right there. And it's numbered to 25. Graded a 9. I had this card graded. It was through CSG when I got it graded last time. Graded a 9. This is on my sheet here. So you can see. I got a note on there, but I should take off. I've got on the side the company that it was graded through, integrated head, and then the grade I wanted over written in the other corner. So these, like again, these first 4 are the ones that I had regraded again. Raise the banner, graded through CSG. The next 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go through another Kobe. I had this card graded 2 other times now, so this is the 3rd time. A second year Kobe Chrome. Topps Chrome. Graded a 9. This was graded through GMG, Jim Mint grading, at a 9.5, and I said I would take a 9 on it if that's what I graded at. This same card was graded at a 7.5 through SGC. So this card has been through the process 3 times. And again, I don't want to say I'm not wasting money, but what I'm trying to do is go through, if you watch the videos, I'm trying to go through and show you what happens with some of these cards as they go through the different companies. So it went from 7.5 through the number 3 company, we'll call them, to a company that's brand new. And we're going to get into the Jim Mint grading part here real quick, because a lot of what I sent in was done by Jim Mint grading. And I sent it to Beckett. And it's a very interesting story. But anyways, 9.5 to them. Came back from Beckett at a 9, which is what I said I would take on it. So those are my 2 Kobe subs. So I've got 2 more that actually made the cut. These were both done by SGC. And they were both graded 9.5 by SGC. And if you look at my other video, you'll see all this in there. So the first one's a Tom Brady Topps Chrome Dynasty Blue Refractor. It is numbered to 50. So graded a 9.5. I told Beckett I wanted at least a 9.5. I personally thought this and the next card were 10s, which is why I sent them to Beckett, because I thought SGC slighted me on it. But I know Beckett doesn't hand out a lot of 10s. And then the other one is the Patrick Mahomes Illumination Rookie Prism. And it also graded a 9.5. And another card that I don't know that there was much of anything wrong with it. But there you have it. So those are the 4 that made the crossover. So now we're going to get into the rest of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards graded through Jim Mint grading that I sent in. Only 1 of them made the grade I requested. So 12 of them came back to me, not hitting the grades I requested. And in most cases, I requested a grade lower. I did send one in from BCCG, which is supposedly the Beckett, another Beckett subsidiary, and it's a Brady, and they graded a 10, and all I asked for was a 9 on it from Beckett, and it didn't make the grade. So And then I have 2 through HGA. So I sent in cards from Gem Ink Grading, Hybrid Grading, CSG, SGC, and BCCG. So 5 different companies, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different companies. The only ones that made the cut were 1 Gem Mint, which was a lower grade by half a point. The 2 SGCs I sent in came back the same grades. And then we had 1 CSG, which I only sent 1 in, which not surprising. A lot of the cards I send to CSG are usually on the lower end. I'm not expecting a ton of high grades, or I shouldn't say that, lower end cards as far as value wise go. I sent some of these cards I send to Beckett, I'm hoping come back with a better value, especially with the Beckett name. And then Gem Ink Grading. So I said we would get into Gem Ink Grading, and I want to get into that right now because the bulk of what came back was Gem Ink Grading. The bulk of what I sent in was Gem Ink Grading. For those of you out there that have never used Gem Ink Grading, it's pretty sad that you don't, because Gem Ink Grading, the guys that built Gem Ink Grading, they use a scanning system to scan your card. So what they do is they bring you send your cards in, they take it, they scan it, and they scan it into the computer system. Now, this software package was built by a Microsoft engineer. I want you to let that sink in for a second. A Microsoft engineer built this scanning software package to scan cards so it takes away human error, which I believe there's a ton of that in the grading, and I think it's even more prevalent in the grading of higher end, higher value cards to keep the market higher on the cards that are already graded. Maybe they don't want to saturate too many. And here, let me grab one right away. They don't want to saturate too many Kobe rookie cards here. I don't even know what the hell they did on this. I think it's because there's 1 line across it. But anyways, let's be honest. Graded a PSA 10, that's like a $30,000 or $40,000 card. All I asked Beckett to do was grade it at a 9, because there's only 1 line across it, which you can see on Gem Ink's grading. It was a 9.5 on the surface. However, I believe these big companies do not want to grade those. And here is, you can see, they got 1 line across on their thing. 1 line. So you're telling me that 1 refractor line, you can't grade that at 9? Just out of curiosity. I mean, let's see. I just want to make sure that I've got that down there right. So let me make sure that that's what I asked for. So I'm not lying to everybody. I might have asked for a 9.5. So I just want to double. I actually did ask for a 9 in that Skybox 2000. EX 2000. Let's see. Right there it is, about 5 up from the bottom. Grade requested 9. Because they asked me to write the grades out in a column. And if you can tell, and me not be able to tell, this is a copy. This ain't the original. This is the copy I made of the paperwork I sent in. So, I believe, see, that card at a 9 is like $1,400. Just saying. So I was like, yeah, I'll take my chances with sending that in. So let me get back to Gem Mint. So again, let's let it sink in. Microsoft engineer designed this program, the scanning program, to take out the element of human error. Now you're saying to yourself probably right now, like, well, whatever. How good is the scan going to be? Well, there's some pretty damn good scanning equipment out there, I must say. However, the way they built the grading system is based on 10,000. Okay, 10,000. 10,000. Let that number sink in. 10,000 graded cards, already graded by the big 3. Got that? So the big 3, that would be PSA, sorry, PSA, Beckett, and SGC. Now those numbers are mostly PSA. 4,500 all parking. PSA, graded cards. 3,500 Beckett, graded cards, and another couple thousand graded cards through SGC. Now, if I built a system using your graded cards, what you've already graded in the past and deemed to be a 9.5, you've already done it. You've already graded them, and you've said that these are the parameters that meet 9.5 for our cards. And I send you a LeBron James that's a 9.5 through this company that built your scanning like that, and you send it back to me, and I'm only asking for a 9 on it, and you're telling me it doesn't pass. Well, that leaves me wondering as to why. I mean, because you can sit here and X these boxes. That shit don't mean anything. Let's see. Edges. Let's see. Edges. But you also have an X in auto. So that really doesn't mean anything to me. Let's see. The edges came in at 9.5 through Gem Mint. The corners came in at 9 through Gem Mint. The surface was clean. The centering came in at 9.5. But the only thing you wrote down here was edges. But you can see the 4 grades on the damn card. It's already telling you the corners and edges aren't perfect. The corners are actually worse. But the corners are worse. But you didn't check that freaking box. You checked edges. Why? Since when did that damn Star Quest become a high dollar card? I mean, granted, it's a gold, it's rare, it's ultra rare, or whatever the hell they want to call it, but when did that become a high dollar card? So again, this leading me to questions about the grading practices at Beckett. Because I'm sending you cards. I'm sending you cards from a company that built their grading system based on cards you already freaking graded. They were already in a freaking slab. And they did 10,000 of them across all the ranges. It's not like they all had 3s and 7s, and they were all the way up. All things you've already done in the past. And yet somehow I can't get those cards built following your parameters to get me a grade of 0.5 point to a point less than they are already graded here. And here's the stack of them. And if you see the other video, I mean, you'll know what cards I sent in. I don't think that we really need to go through all of this stack. I just wanted to make it a point on the crossover with Beckett and what I saw. So what I saw was they're fine with SGC. Like, well, yeah, they're probably all right. CSG, only sent them 1. Came back the same grade. Probably okay with him. CSG, not a huge player yet, working on it. Been in the grading business for a long time. Probably a quality company. I think people need to get off the PSA wagon and start checking out some of these other things. Let's go to the HGA, because I had 2 HGA ones in here too. And, oh, here is the old CCG one. They circle the front, the edges, and they nick the corner on it. So, just so you can see it, which is funny because on the back, it's Beckett. So Beckett gave it a fucking 10 to begin with, but now they want to tell me that the edge is messed up and there's something in the center of the card that's not right. Like, is it possible? Is it possible that could be the case itself? This cheap ass BCCG case you got it in to begin with? Is that a possibility? I don't know. That's pretty sad that you can't even grade your own damn cards the same. Where are they? There they are, the two HGAs. So let's check them out. Oh, I love it. They didn't even do this one. It says it's got to go through authentication because, let's see, so this will give you an idea. So this is what you got to do with a crossover. It's got to go through authentication, it says. Minimum grade, put a post on every one saying this is what I want. It's what I graded through HGA. And it's got to go through authentication. And this is what I'm going to call on. Because it's got to go through BAS authentication. I want you to look at the sticker on the back of that fucker. Is that not a Beckett sticker saying it's an authentic autograph? Sure looks like it. It's not on the outside of the case. But you charged me for that card, and now you're telling me it's got to go through somewhere else, which it doesn't. There's no reason. This card didn't. It was autographed. And it didn't have to go through it because on the back of it, it says it was authenticated by so-and-so. So this, authenticated by your damn company, you're telling me you can't grade it. I got to send it somewhere else. So that's going to get a call because that's ridiculous. And again, you know, I'm doing this sort of as a learning experience for myself. And yeah, it costs money. But I'm also doing it to show people what's going on. So I got a Lamar Jackson here, and it's a rookie, and it's an artist proof, which I think that was numbered to 30. 35, it's numbered to. And it's got corners and edges, which this says edges and centering and corners and surface. So you can see all of them on there. You can see everything is on that slab with the numbers. So you're not telling me anything I don't know. And then I will hold you up here, the little sticker. You see the arrows and they're like, I don't know if they're trying to say the centering's off. The fucking centering is a 9 according to the other people too. And the centering really isn't that bad. I mean, you can see the one side is a little smaller. Artist proof. Hybrid grading. I forgot I even had that card. That's a really nice card. Unfortunately, he's in that Louisville uni. But needless to say, what did I ask for on that? How about we start there? Because I'm pretty sure I probably asked for a 9. And I did. I asked for a 9 back on it. Now, if I'd asked for an 8, they probably would have graded it. Because that seems to be how they roll. So anyways, so there you go. The submission, the big one being the Gym Mint. I really wanted to get it out there about how idiotic it is to go through some of these companies. And Gym Mint grading, by the way, I called them and talked to them personally. They took me through the scans on my cards because I was questioning the grading. Because that Kobe, I sent it to Beckett. Let me rephrase it. Sent it to SGC. They graded a 4. There's no way in hell that card's a 4. 4 says a 4 is the shit's beat up at 4. The card's clean, very clean. It's got one freaking refractor line. That's what you want to call it back in the day. It's got one print line through it. Sent it to Beckett. The first time it graded a 6. So it went from 4 to 6. And I sent it out because I'm like, there's no way this card's a 6. Now I was breaking it twice. Broke it again. Sent it out to Gym Mint. And they graded a 10 with 1 9.5 on that centering flaw. That one refractor line. And I think if you look at the grading scale at some of these companies, one print line like that will take it down a half a grade to a grade. One print line. I do have another Kobe rookie like that I just got back, and it's somewhere in a box, and it graded a 6 from Beckett. So again, I think these companies, the big companies, don't want to grade some of these high dollar cards. They don't want to give them the grade that the card earns because they're trying to keep the population numbers down on the high grades in those cards. And it's frankly, it's bullshit. That's why I like some of the new companies that are coming out that use a scanning system. There's no this the computer doesn't give a rip who's on the name of that card, and if it's only been 3 of them made. It doesn't give a rip. All it's doing is grading the card based on the merits of that card. I don't know how many people see this, but I'm telling you that is an issue. Most of us know it's an issue. It's a huge issue, and I'm sure nobody's done it this way. Nobody's probably very few of you have heard of gem mint grading, but that's how they built their system. That is how everything was set up. And this was a huge test on seeing whether I could get a grade lower than what they gave me on these cards, and obviously I failed. I had one card make it. And that card I broke out of a pack, brand new. Actually, several of these I broke out of packs, brand new. So, anyways, enough of the rambling on here. I thank you for watching this video. I would highly recommend anybody else that you know that's in cards to have them check it out and listen to what it is I'm saying. There's something going on with the big three that don't want to grade some of these higher dollar cards and give them the grades they deserve. For those of us that actually are brave enough to buy a pack of 1996 EX 2000 cards in hopes like hell that we can break out a Kobe out of it. I've done it. 97 Topps Chrome one, broke it out of a pack, bought them off eBay. I have been very fortunate on my basketball cards to have broke those packs open and hit a Kobe like within like 3 packs. So kudos to that. However, they're not grading very well. So that sucks. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next video. I do not have anything out for grading, so I'm going to work on one. I haven't done one with PSA yet, so I think that's on my list, and I think I might send some crossover stuff to them as well. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night.